Okay, so let's now have a quick look at the second learning outcome, which is know what action to take in relation to a global or critical incident. Okay, so remember there's only one assessment criteria here, so that's by the end of this short session, you'll be able to 2.1, no government guidance in relation to global or critical incidents. And so yes, the unit that doesn't really fit, but added last minute due to C19. And if you think about what an absolute palaver it's been over the past year or so, and it's going to continue to be for some time. So, obviously as door supervisors, security operatives, we are classed as key workers. So it's important that all door supervisors have access to the most up-to-date guidance from the government to ensure that we comply with most current legislation. Okay, so how can we get it? How can we keep ourselves up to date? Well, in short and simply is register for notifications from the government websites. So things like the SIA, the HSE or the .gov websites. Also the WHO, the World Health Organization. Okay, so by registering with these websites, registering for notifications as and when they happen, you'll be kept up to date as and when it happens. So of course the venues you work at as well, they'll also by law be obliged to keep themselves up to date and adhere to the requirements and implement processes and procedures. It's their responsibility to then to better provide the information down to you in order for you to better help them abide by those rules. So as a door supervisor, what could be your responsibility in relation to the incidents or managing, reducing incidents and reducing the transmission of infectious diseases? So one of the biggest issues you'll get is going to be managing queues and social distancing, especially when people have had a beer or two, and it's important that you will go down and reinforce, say, look guys, the situation, we're still in COVID, we've still got the requirements in place, you must wear masks, and you must keep distance, because if you don't, I'm going to have no option but to have to refuse your entry. Because you know what? If you're not abiding by the rules here in the queue, what are you going to do when you go inside? To be honest, as you know already from working in COVID, it's been an absolute nightmare and it will continue to do so. But we've got to do what we can in order to be able to do what we can to reduce the spread of the virus. And so, dealing with queues, dealing with social distance inside and outside. And then, of course, when it comes to searching people, particularly during the pandemic we're still in at the moment in 2021, PPE is even more essential than it was before. So where you can do things like self-searches, make sure you've got gloves on, make sure you're wearing masks, make sure you're using, hand sanitizer, think about, some extra rules with like wearing gloves, make sure you, either change gloves, between people, and make sure you sanitize and let people know so they can see that you're doing that, and changing a mask regularly and stuff as well in order, for still to be a COVID requirement.